Hello. Today I'm uploading a video that is going to show an update to my plan to become a K.L artist. So let's get straight into it. So here's the reasons for the update. My plan to become a K.L artist has greatly been altered as a result of my experiences and experimentation. Thanks to the monetary assistance of my mother, I've received access to Mark Brunette's art program. I've calculated that into my newfound path to K.L arthood. So here's a 20-day rule. If I'm being honest, drawing skulls is really starting to piss me off. I've been drawing hundreds and hundreds of skulls for 15 days now. I'm near my wit's end. So that factors into my 20-day rule, which states that a specific art subject should only be studied for 20 days before moving on and incorporating it into light daily practice. And this doesn't include broad art concepts like shading, perspective, which should constantly be practiced. Anyway, what this means is that, for example, when I begin drawing animals, I'll hyper-focus on them for 20 days, and after those 20 days, I'll include them in my recall practice, which is where I'll draw from memory all the references I've studied. So I'll put these skulls into my recall practice now, because I'm kind of done just drawing them from reference. I've done so many, I've done hundreds of them, okay? And besides, people are more important. So I guess I just build up confidence by drawing the skulls, and now I'm going to draw people. And speaking about self-confidence, I see art programs and art classes as a form of self-humbling that can be dangerous to one's ego. Egos are very important for survival in this world, and I don't want mine to suffer severe damage. You have to believe in yourself. If you get what I'm saying, you have to have an ego. You have to be what people call arrogant. You have to be confident. You have to understand that you are capable of doing what you need to do, of accomplishing your goal, of achieving your dream without the help of anyone else. But you'll use their help to get there faster, if they're there, and it's ultimately you who's using their help. Without you, you can't get anywhere. It's always begins and ends with you, and this whole art journey begins and ends with me. It is a result of my dedication and practice and work, even if I use other people's resources, which I am, in an attempt to speed up the process. Anyway, so I will balance my study of Brunette's material with my own coursework, because I believe in my own coursework. And I'm going to show that my own coursework can work. So the next few slides will detail the formula of this balance. 9 a.m. I'll wake up and get straight to work in Drawbox for 1 hour. Yeah, of course I need to get down to that. Right now I'm at like 9:30. I'm going to get down to 9 a.m. eventually. So 10 to 10:15 I'll take a 15-minute break. 10:15 to 12:15 Brunette. Then 15-minute break. Reference studies 15. More reference studies. Lunch. Go on a walk. That's important for me to space out my work and clear my mind, and I usually get great creative ideas when I go on a walk, so it's just a good thing to do, and my eyes get improved by my walk. Whatever, walking is great for your health, and I spend all day sitting, so it's good for me. And then I'll do recall studies and additional reference studies, take a 15-minute break, continue my secondary reference studies. You know, you get the idea. It'll be some good work. And that's like, what, 10 hours? Yeah, whatever, that's a good amount of time. So my first 15 days of Krita were just figuring things out. I was just messing around trying to figure out how to use the program at all. I still don't 100% know how to use the program, but I know how to draw the program now. And I figured out like an actual training regimen. So I think my actual path began on day 16, because the first 15 days were me just trying to figure out how to even use the thing. So then from then on, the 350-day work cycle that composed the rest of the year began. The plan goes as follows. 20 days are to be spent reference studying skulls. The next 20 days will be spent studying to draw the male and female figures of correct proportions, which is what I'm beginning now. The next 20 will be focused on shading the planes of the human face with an emphasis on learning the human lips/ears. Because, ears, you basically have to know how to shade in order to get them right. Same thing with the lips. So it's going to be like a major boost to my progress once I learn how to do that. And around day 60, I'll begin reference studying Loomis's drawing the head and hands. And day 60 to 80, I'll continue to focus on the human face with emphasis on the nose and eyes. And I should be finished with the Loomis's book by day 80. Side point, like, eyes are just, I think it's just you got to get the curve perfect. What's his name? Proko talks about using angles and stuff to draw eyes, but I just use curves. It just looks more natural. When I take a picture of myself, I see curves, not angles. You'd have to do like a million angles, like an octagon, to try to get the curve. It's just I just use curves, okay? And I'm just going to keep on doing it till I get good. I'm going to see good artists just use curves. I mean, they can just get away with doing curves because they're good. So, anyway, by day 80, I can begin studying Winslow's Classic Human Anatomy. Study that from day 80 to 100 while I'm focusing on mastering the eyes, which is what I said. And by day 100 or so, give or take a few, I should finish Winslow's book. And then progress to Winslow's Classic Human Anatomy in Motion. Study that and complete it by day 140. Day 140, 160 will be sent in Loomis's... Well, actually, maybe I'll switch around the order. But whatever, I'm just going to read this. Day 140 to 160 will be spent on Loomis's Complete Guide to Figure Drawing. Day 160 to 200 will be spent on George Bridgman's Drawing from Life. So I think I'll switch those around. It'll be like day 140 to day 180, and then day 180 to day 200 of switching them around. The timeline may take slightly longer due to the sheer content within these books, but I plan to move on by day 220 at the latest and spend the final 4 months of the year focusing mainly on Brunette's art program alongside constructing my characters. Year 2, I plan to spend 6 months reaching K.L Art hood. I plan to complete Mark Brunette's art school within the first 3 months of the second year, then move on to practicing on my own and developing my art style. Speaking of which, my art style is going to be legendary. The moment that I'm able to translate my imagination to reality is always the moment when spectacular works of beauty grace this world. That was the case for my writing, and I expect it to be the case for my drawing as well. Well, that's all, folks. So, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.